some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
Barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. So make sure you guys go to Silent Hero Films, man, and get the film and support the film, support the projects. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, here's what I believe is going to happen. And here's what I know. I watched Bomac on I listened to, I was driving. I listened to Bomac. I was looking, it was 11:30. I'm like, I gotta go. Gotta go to the gym. You know what I mean? I'm going to go volunteer at 1:00 with some kids, man. High school kids now. Here's what I know. Oh, here's what I heard. In that interview, there was a stretch. There was a short portion of that interview where Bomac said he says, man, they treated me, that PBC treated us like second-class citizens. And then in the very next sentence, he said, Bud said, everybody over there is okay. Everybody's over there is good. You know what that told me? Al and Bud are doing business together, which is the right thing to do. Like Don King, always walk out with the winner, right? And this mic. And so that made me fully understand what's going to happen next. No way will Al put a pay-per-view star in 6 months, July, 5 months back in the ring for a rebound. And this is just what I believe. I ain't spoke to nobody. This is just common sense, Fred. You know what I mean? And people have tendencies, right? So I understand people's tendencies. So what's going to happen is, or potentially could happen, Al is going to send Earl to the Cleveland Clinic. He sends all his fighters there, right? They're going to get diagnosed and they're going to delay it. And Bud Crawford is going to work out a deal with Al Heyman, and he's going to start fighting 154 pounders or 147 guys at on the PBC side. So if he stays at 147, he could potentially fight Keith Thurman. I don't think he'll fight Jerron Ennis because Jerron Ennis is not a PBC fighter. If Jerron Ennis was a PBC fighter, then maybe. Like I said, Jerron Ennis is a POW of boxing. He will become a champion when the belts become vacant. It's that simple. Y'all keep on projecting. Oh, he's going to fight. It ain't happening. I done told you guys. You know? Y'all just bouncing off ideas because you're dealing with novice fans, and you know everyone wants to be a follower. So, and that's pretty. Everyone wants to be attached to something. So, but accept the truth. So what I believe is they're going to delay Earl's return in December. It's just what I believe. All right, Al is going to work out some business with Terrence Bud Crawford, and he's going to fight on the PBC side. He's going to fight on Showtime. Because it's about money. It's not loyal. They're not loyal to Earl. It may seem like they're loyal to Earl because he was profitable. But when he's not profitable, right? I can see him fighting Keith Thurman at 147 or Tim Tszyu at 154. He gets a belt. Jamel Charlo fights up. And now we got another mega fight next summer. Who should Errol Spence fight next? I think Errol Spence should fight Terrence Crawford. I mean, here's what I believe. Because Al Heyman has to keep himself in business. He rebuilds Earl, and Earl fights Terrence Crawford in a rematch for undisputed. Terrence Crawford wins because they're not fighting for no belts. That's just not happening. In the sport of boxing, that rarely happens. Oh, what about Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis? They're carnival acts. They done carved their careers out to be carnivals. They're part of the circus. You know what I mean? Tank don't want to fight nobody. Ryan don't want to fight nobody. So put them together, make a lot of money. You get a novice fans, and you make novice fans believe that this is the elite when it's actually not the elite, but you get what I'm saying. So so that's what I believe could possibly happen. We'll see. Who should Errol Spence fight next? I think if he's preparing for um um uh 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 Bud Crawford, the person on the PBC stable that comes to mind. He's left-handed, he's agile, he's athletic, he's black, he fights similar, not exactly like Bud Crawford. Nobody does. He's the best fighter in the world. Is Erickson Lubin. Errol Spence should come back against Erickson Lubin at 154. It's a marketable fight. It's it's uh it's something that you can sell to the public. It can go on pay-per-view. You can get 300,000 buys minimum, and it genuinely makes sense. So it just is what it is, man. It makes sense. I know Eric's. Oh, I'm not gonna. Erickson Lubin is fighting soon, so I heard. I don't. They'll announce it next weekend. When is um that they're announcing Canelo's undercard? September. No, August on Gary Russell's. He's fighting on that card too against Gary Russell. So I can really. They're gonna announce it then, but it's a really good co-main event. I done let out half, but anyways, y'all figure it out. But I can literally see Errol Spence fighting Erickson Lubin next. That makes sense for Al Heyman, and then he fights Terrence Crawford for undisputed at 154 because he loves Earl, and he wants to stay in business. Al got to figure out how to stay in business, and right now, Bud Crawford is hotter than Errol Spence. So he may leverage Tim Tszyu. They may negotiate a deal for him to go down to Australia, make an extra $3 to $5 million just by going down, having a fight there as opposed to Vegas. and that's what I foresee. But the fact that Terrence Crawford said, "Nah, they cool," after being blackballed and knowing his personality, as a very strong, independent man, self-willed, his self-desire is high. I can respect that. So he doesn't just change his tune like that after saying he was blackballed for 5 years and then he says PBC is cool. They're doing business together. It's just what I believe. So y'all have a great day. I like Lubin and Spence next on pay-per-view, and I also like Tim Tszyu versus Terrence Crawford at 154 in Australia, and the winner gets Jamel Charlo, and then you get, because if Errol Spence fights him before, then it loses its luster. You know what I mean? Because either way you win, right? You got best friend versus best friend. You got the rematch, undisputed 154. It's just so many interwoven storylines there that Al Heyman should take advantage of. You know what I mean? And I know this goes against public, but this is just what I believe. Al is going to convince Earl to slow down. It's okay. He'll use Al is great at using language. You know what I mean? He's great at getting what he wants and emotionally consoling the fighter. He's great at it. I've heard him on the phone too many times. Fighters have called Al and I'm on mute and I've listened. He's great. They say, watch Al lie to me. He gonna tell me to get ready for a fight, knowing I ain't got no fight date. Y'all go ahead, have a beautiful day, man. Uh, yeah, man. I'm leaving in about 52 minutes to go volunteer, man. Make sure you serve your community. Make sure you go to Silent Hero Films, man. And I genuinely appreciate you guys. So you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.